next mat Pilates workout. We are going to start out with some standing work, take it down to the ground, finish up on the floor. Don't need any equipment for today, it's just going to be you and your mat. So we're going to start out with some standing roll downs. Just sweeping those arms up over your head, reaching to the ceiling, finding that center position, drawing that navel in towards your spine, reaching through the crown of the head. And then we're going to sweep the arms around and just go into our forward fold. And then just roll it up. Just going to get things moving here and circle down. And up. Let's go one more time here. Beautiful. All right, so we've got a big core series coming up. We're gonna go into a little marching here. So I want you to think about lifting the knee, and as you lift that knee towards the chest, press down against that thigh. And we're just gonna alternate side to side. Using that exhale, driving that knee up into the hands, standing nice and tall on the opposite leg. Lift, press into that knee. Lift, press into that knee. Just a little tricep work. Keep those shoulders down. Stay wide across those collarbones. Let's go 2 more on each side. Beautiful. All right. And then from there, let's take that stance nice and wide. We're going to take it down into a squat. So we're going to go into a little breathing here. Plie squat, arms reach overhead as you bring it down. And back up. Pressing those knees wide, really finding those centers of the feet. So keeping the ball of the big toe anchored down, keeping the heels heavy, pressing those knees out so that they track with those center toes. Let's go for 2 more here. On this next one, we're gonna hold, and I'm gonna drop that left elbow down onto my knee, and just take it into a nice big side stretch. Reaching up and over, and then coming back to center, take it down, right elbow drops to the knee, big side stretch, and lift. All right, so from there, we're gonna take it down into that plie squat, going down, and we're gonna pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, keep those knees wide, 3, 2, and 1. All right, on this next one, we're gonna take it down into some heel lifts. So we're lowering down again. This time, we're alternating. So just lifting the heel up, keeping that knee open, and press. The tailbone is reaching down towards the heels. Belly is lifting in and up. One more on each side. Keeping those hips steady as you lift and rise. All right, those thighs should be getting nice and warm here. Now our next one, we're gonna take it back down into that squat again, holding there. This time, both heels lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keeping that tailbone long, feeling that lift through the inner thighs. We've got 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. On that last one, the heels lift. We're gonna hold there, and again, pulse for 10, 9, 8, ooh, a little shake in my legs, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep the heels up as you extend those legs, pause at the top, and then the heels come down. Whew. Walk those feet in. Just take a minute, just kind of shifting side to side. All right, so I'm gonna turn to the side here. We're gonna start to work our way down to the floor, but we're gonna start with this little squat stretch. I'm gonna bring my arms overhead. As I dive down, I wanna reach down and grab my big toe. So just kind of hooking my fingertips around the big toe. You don't have to do that, but I just want to keep my feet anchored, my hands anchored, and then I'm going to pull my hips down towards my heels. Now from there, I'm going to release those toes, reach up overhead, rise back up to standing. Let's do that 3 more times. Fold forward, reach down, grab the toes, draw the knees out, the hips down, release the hands up towards the ceiling, and rise up. Let's do that 2 more times. Fold forward, draw those hips down towards the heels, nice wide squat, arms release to the ceiling, and rise. And this is our last one. Forward fold, draw those hips down towards your heels, roll those shoulders back, arms rise, and stand. All right, so we're going to take it down to that forward fold again. As we drop our hips down, we're just going to let our hips drop and take it into a seated position. All right. Now as we set up here, we're just going to go into some roll downs. So this time in our seated position, I'm going to just shimmy my hips forward so I can stay on my mat. Legs are extended out, and I like to allow my legs to stay a little bit wider, so about a hip distance apart, just because I tend to grip in those hips. And so this just gives my hips a little bit more space. I want to relax my legs and really feel heavy through the heels, heavy through the back of the thighs, as I slowly start to roll back, drawing that navel in towards the spine, and focusing on that spinal articulation. Arms rise up, they lift, head follows as I dive to those toes. Roll it back and reach, keeping those ribs anchored down as the arms rise overhead. Arms follow, rib cage softens down. Exhale and dive. We're going to go for 3 more here, and then we're going to add a little more work to that. Arms reach overhead, then they come forward. Dive up and over. Moving with the breath. Beautiful. Now from here, we're going to add an alternating leg lift. So as I roll up this time, my right leg is going to lift and reach with me. As I roll back, that leg is going to lower. Arms extend overhead. This time the left leg lifts. As I pause here, I want to feel this slight external rotation, really feeling that leg set back into the hip socket, lifting from that low belly, not from my quad, not from my hip flexor. Or at least my belly is supporting that. It's inevitable that the quad and the hip flexors are going to help a little bit, but we just want to feel that deeper support. As we rise, let's go 1 more on each side. And release. And last one. And release back. Beautiful. As I come back onto my back, I'm just going to draw those knees in. As I bring my knees in, I'm going to float my legs up into tabletop position. And I like to just take a second there, shift my hips, really feeling that length down through the tip of the tailbone, finding that tabletop position. So my knees are over my hips, feet are in line with my knees. I'm going to go hands behind my head on this one. And as I exhale, I'm pulling those ribs down towards my pubic bone, keeping that tailbone long as I exhale and lift. I want to keep the weight of my head back into my hands, those elbows stay wide, so I'm keeping my neck out of this lift. I'm going to go 1 more here. Now from there, we're going to start with some slow toe taps. So as I exhale, I'm going to reach, inhale, lift, and lift. Trying to sink that navel back towards the spine as I tap. Keeping those ribs down, keeping the back of the neck relaxed and long. One more on each side. So now from there, we're gonna take it into a little bit of a faster tempo, moving at the same time. One leg goes down. As that leg lifts, opposite leg is gonna tap. We're gonna go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right, let's go feet down. And as I anchor those heels down, I want to feel, again, that length down through the tip of the tailbone. My heels are going to walk in so that they're close to my sit bones. And this time, as I peel up, I'm going to keep those arms reaching down by my side. Deep breath in here, keeping those collarbones wide, keeping the neck nice and long. I'm just going to slowly peel the head, neck, and shoulders off of the floor. Now from there, I'm going to alternate reaching right fingertips towards my right heel and back to center. Left to my left heel, alternating sides. Exhale, reach. Can I keep my heels heavy? Can I keep that tailbone long as I work here? One more on each side. Back to center. Arms reach as we lay back. Again, kind of resetting the body, finding that length through the tailbone, that anchor through the heels. This time I'm going to bring my hands forward. And again, I'm peeling that head, neck, and shoulders off of the floor, feeling those collarbones get wide as my shoulder blades slide down the back, finding that length through the tip of my tailbone. And I'm just going to pulse there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that. All right, so I'm going to allow my legs to extend. Arms come forward, head follows as I roll up. And just take it into that forward fold. As I hold here, I'm reaching out towards my feet, just feeling that length out through the sit bones, lengthening out through the crown of the head, pulling against my feet, or even if I can't reach the feet, the back of my calves or my ankles, I want to feel those shoulder blades slide down, the collarbones get wide as I reach out through the crown of the head. Good. All right. And then we're just going to rise up here. And as we rise up, we're going to bring the legs just a little closer together. Still keeping the heels heavy, arms open out to a T as we take it into our spine twist. So I'm keeping the arms in line with my body, keeping that sense of length from the tip of the tailbone through the crown of the head. We're going to go into this little pulsing breath. As I rotate left, we're going to go and center, and then right, 2, and center. Feeling that sense of lifting the ribs up and away from the hips as we pulse into that rotation, watching that my hips are not moving. So notice how my heels stay in alignment with each other. If I start to notice my heels shifting, that means I'm allowing my pelvis to move with this rotation. One more on each side. And back to center. Beautiful. As we come back to center, we're just going to draw those heels in. And then holding on to those knees, we're just going to use that to slowly support that roll back into this little ball. So as we go into this next movement, I'm really thinking of pressing my knees into my hands. My shoulders are down and back, and I'm holding onto that scoop in the low belly as much as I can. As I inhale, my arms reach, my legs reach. Exhale, back to center. Beautiful. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Knees in. Rock on up to that seated position. Now as I hold here, I want to just focus on a little balance work. So I'm going to take my hands, and instead of holding in front of my knees, I'm going to grab right behind my thighs, or right just above my knees. Again, elbows are out wide, those collarbones are staying back and wide. And I'm just going to start with an alternating leg reach. As I inhale, one leg extends, and then the left. Really feeling that navel sink back towards the spine as the leg extends. Exhale as it softens. One more on each side. Beautiful. Now from there, we're going to go both legs. Again, keeping those shoulder blades back and wide. We're going to inhale, extend, and bend. Feeling that waterfall down the back, feeling that belly pull back in towards the spine as we extend, and then let it soften. Last 3, last 2, and last 1. Pause, reach the arms forward. As we inhale, we're going to lengthen back. Exhale up. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3. Range motion's up to you here. You don't have to go all the way back. Last 2. And 1. Whew. Let those legs extend. Take it back into that forward fold one more time. Feel that hinge. Maybe lifting the head this time. Finding that length from the tip of the tailbone through the crown of the head. Finding that connection in the upper back as you draw those shoulder blades back. All right. So from there, we're going to take it into rolling like a ball, but adding just a little work to this. So we're going knees in, feet float. So finding that balance. I'm going to bring those hands back to the front of my knees. So the movement is going to be rock back. As we reach, we pause and extend and back. Pause and reach. Now that reach isn't something you have to do. If you want to stick to just the classic rolling like a ball, feel free. We've got 3 more here. Last 2. Last 1. Pause for 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in. We're going to just roll back into our single leg stretch. So this time, left leg is extended. I'm holding onto the front of my right knee. Shoulders are back and wide. And switch. And switch. So I'm pulling against my knee, pressing the knee into my hands, alternating back and forth, trying to stay out of my neck, trying to keep that belly back. We're going to go for 2, 1. Now I'm going to change my hand work here. I'm going to press into my knee. So think of that marching that we did at the beginning. Switch. Press. That knee is pushing towards my chest as I'm pushing back against it in opposition. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, and lay it back. All right. So from here, we're going to bring those hands out to the side just a little bit. Give yourself some space here. Legs are in tabletop position. I'm going to do this little low belly crunch. So I'm going to start by exhaling, curling, and then reach. Knees in, curl, reach. So just using that curl, the tip of the tailbone up, using a little strength from my legs. Last 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring those knees in. You just do a little side to side rock. Plant those feet down on the mat. Keep those arms wide and just let the knees roll over to the left side. And then back up and over to the right. One more nice deep breath there. And then as we bring it back into center, we're going to extend the legs, arms reach up overhead, coming back into that roll up and over. so as I come back up into that seated position, wardrobe adjustment, I'm going to draw those feet into a butterfly position. So soles of the feet are touching, my knees are out wide, and I'm sitting up nice and tall. So kind of shift a little bit, really give yourself some space in those hips. And what we want to do here is we're going to hinge forward. So I'm going to reach my arms overhead, bring my chest towards my feet. So really focusing on that length from the tip of the tailbone out through the crown of the head. So that gaze is just going to be right in front of my toes. And as I inhale, I'm going to bend my elbows. The elbows are out wide, connecting with that upper back. And I kind of catch myself. I tend to want to pop those ribs forward. So really thinking about how am I connecting with the belly as I bring those elbows down. Inhale, reach. Think, draw the navel in towards the spine. Find that length through the tip of the tailbone. And lower. So there's not any resistance here, so I have to create that work. Feeling my triceps, feeling my lats work as I draw the elbows down, the chest opens. Last two. Last one. Arms rise, and then from there, I'm going to kind of go a little deeper into that twist, and then I'm going to pulse my arms back. So we're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release that over those legs. And just take it into a little forward fold. Beautiful, guys. As we rise up, let's extend your left leg out. Bring that right foot across the thigh. We're going to wrap our left hand around that right knee, and then the right hand reaches back. Just take it into a nice spiral twist here. And then back to center. I'm going to extend that right leg, draw that left foot in, bring it across, and then same thing. I'm going to wrap my arm around that left knee and then sweep that left hand back, pressing down into those fingertips to create this sense of lift, and then take that gaze back over the left shoulder and hold it. Beautiful. All right, as I swing that leg around, I'm going to come up onto my knees. As I come up onto my knees, we're going to go into a little bit of side work here. So a little kneeling side work. I'm going to take that right leg, extend it out, reach my arms out to the side, and then just gently find this reach. So for my right fingertips, all the way out through the right foot, I'm going to hold. And then as I exhale, the leg lifts, the arm's going to come down towards that leg. Inhale and reach. Exhale and lift. Toes are pointed, fingers are reaching, creating that long line all the way up through the right side of the body. We've got 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. I'm going to keep that right leg lifted. Take that right hand and just anchor it behind my head. Now this time I want to flex that right foot, hold, and just take it into some small circles for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to reach back out again. Let that foot reach, anchor it down, big stretch. Beautiful. All right, so from there, I'm going to take it out into a side plank. So staying on that left hand, I'm going to extend my left leg out. Right arm reaches. We're going to do a little reach under and open. Let's go for 6 here. You have the option of staying on that knee if this feels like it's too much. Just take that left knee back down onto the mat. Last two. Last one. Beautiful. From there, we're going to plant that right hand on the floor and just transition into our plank. Head in line with the spine. Heels are reaching back. I'm going to float that left leg up, and we're going to press the hips up and back, extending my left leg towards the ceiling. And as I come forward, I'm going to draw that knee into the chest and reach. Reach. 2 more on this side. Last one. Beautiful. Step it back into that plank. Reset those hands. Take that right foot up. Draw the knee in. 3. Beautiful. We've got 2 more here. Oh wait, allied. 2 more here. 5, and last one here is 6. All right. Moving around a lot. I gotta keep adjusting that wardrobe. I don't know how these professionals do it. Always looking so prim and proper. All right, so from there, we're gonna take that side series over to the left side. So I'm gonna start by extending that left leg out. Arms come out to a T. I'm gonna fold over, anchoring that right hand down. My left arm is gonna sweep up. So I really wanna think about, again, finding that big sweeping line on the left side. As I exhale, left leg lifts, arm comes down. Inhale, reach, and lift. 3, 4, last 2, last one, hold it, flex that left foot. Let's bring that left hand behind your head. Check in with that stabilizing arm. I tend to like to hyperextend those elbows, so it's always good to check in there. Let's reach into that left heel and circle for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Beautiful. Take that leg down. Reach. Hold for 3, 2, 1. All right. Now from there, we're going to extend that right leg out, finding that side plank. Left arm reaches. We're sweeping under and open. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. We got 2 more here. Last 2. Last one. All right. Turn it into that plank. Now I'm going to take it into some push-ups. So if it isn't something that works for you, you can always take it down onto the knees, making sure that those hips stay open, eyes forward, and we're just going to lower nice and slow. Pause with the chest right above the mat, and then push back up. We're just going to go for 4 slow count push-ups here. So we're going down for 1, 2, 3, pause, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and lower, 1, 2, 3, lift, 2 more, and lift, last one, beautiful, lift, and then with control, lower down to your belly. Ooh, starting to get a little sweaty. Not supposed to sweat in Pilates. Elbows tucked in. Let's just take that into a little extension. Press down into those palms. Feel those shoulders glide down the back as we lift, letting those hips open, feeling that support of the abdominals as we rise up. As we lower down, think forehead to the mat. Reach, lift, and lower. Last 3. Last 2. Stay wide across the chest, finding those shoulder blades anchored back on the ribs as we lift. Last 1. And lower. All right, so from there, hair's getting crazy. We're gonna go into some swim kicks. So this time we're just gonna start with the lower body. I'm gonna turn my head towards you. I want you to rest your forehead on the back of your hand so that the neck stays long. Now, as we go into our swim kicks, we wanna feel, before we lift the legs, this sense of length down through the tip of the tailbone by drawing that low belly in and up. So it's like I'm pulling my pubic bone towards my belly button. That way, when I lift my legs, it's all from the hamstrings and all the glutes and not from my lower back. Now, as we hold here, we're gonna kick those legs and we're gonna go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the legs lower. Now we're gonna take our focus to the upper body. Arms are gonna reach out. We still wanna think forehead down to the mat. We wanna keep the legs kind of wide and think about anchoring down through the tops of the feet as well as the pubic bone and your hip bones. We're gonna rise, elbows draw down and back. Extend, forehead comes to the mat. Rise. Extend, lower. Rise. Extend, lower. 2 more. Rise. Extend and lower. 1 more time. Rise. Extend and lower. All right, so we've got one last movement that we're gonna do in here. Going back into a push-up again. So again, only going for 6 here, a little bit faster, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it from a back extension to a push-up. So we wanna think, you've seen like skydivers, they kind of find this pose where they're lifted, everything is active in the back of the body. We're gonna bring the hands down, tuck the toes, push up, lower down, lift, hands down, toes tuck, push, 2, we've got 4 more. And again, if this is too much for the upper body, drop to your knees. Go into your kneeling push-ups. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Find that position, hold it, give me 5, 4, 3, 2. Beautiful. Let's release back into a little child's pose here. So sit back onto those heels. Let the forehead rest on the mat. We're almost done here. We've got just a few more movements. Going into a little bridge work next. So let's slowly roll back up into that seated position. We'll swing the legs around and take it into the laying position on our backs. So as we lay down, right back where I guess we didn't start here, but we were here before. We want to first start finding that length down through the tip of the tailbone. Draw those heels close to your hips. As I reach down, I want to be able to touch the heels with my fingertips here. And then the arms just rest down by my side. And we're going to start with some bridging. So just that basic bridge, finding those 3 points of my feet. So from the ball of my big toe, ball of my little toe, down into the heel. I want to press the ground. Press down into the ground, tuck that tailbone, into the bridge. Hold it there, take an inhale. Exhale, and roll it back down. And as we're working here, there's nothing wrong with just making little adjustments throughout the movement. So as I get to the top, I kind of like to shift my shoulders, really check in with my arms. I'm pressing down into my palms, pressing back into my arms and shoulders to create that support for the lift, and lower. If our body works as a whole, overall it creates, we don't have to use as much energy into certain muscles. If I'm pushing down to lift, it's an equal balance of work for my upper and lower body. Last two here. Beautiful. On this next one, as we rise up, we're going to hold. And just like we did in those squats, we're going to pause at the top and do a little heel lift and lower, lift, lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On 8, I'm going to keep those heels up and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower. Whew. Letting the heels come down. All right, so from there, we're going to take it into some single leg bridges. So I'm just going to extend that right foot up towards the ceiling. So I like to point my toes. Imagine that I'm trying to touch the ceiling with the toes of that right foot. Pressing down into that left heel. We're going to go for 6. Lift and lower. This is where that support of the upper body really comes into play. Last 2. Last one, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, lower. Right knee bends, foot comes down, left leg extends, toes point, pressing down into that right heel, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5. On 6, we're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, lower, and I'm going to keep that left leg up. Right leg is going to lift as we set up for our scissors. So I'm going to reach my arms overhead, reach up, and as I reach up, I want to grab as close to that right ankle as I can. I'm going to let that left leg drop and just do a little pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, 2. One more on each side. Beautiful. Let's take it down. And as I come down, I'm going to extend my left leg out on the mat. Opening those arms to a T. That right leg is going to lift. I'm just going to pull it across my body. And as I do that, I want to take that gaze over the right arm. And then back to center. And that right leg is going to lower. Left leg lifts and comes across the body. I'm going to take that gaze over to my left hand, back up, and lower. Let's go one more on each side here. Right leg rises. Reach into the fingertips of my left hand, twist, back up to center. Lower, one more time, left leg lifts. Bring it over to my right hand, taking that gaze out to my left fingertips. Back to center. Beautiful. All right, as I come up, my arms are going to reach overhead. Going back into that forward fold. All right, and just come back up to standing. We're just going to finish up kind of where we started. So just back into some of those little plie squats with some breath work. So I'm going to reach, arms go overhead as I lift. Last 2. Last one. Beautiful. All right, that is the end of our mat workout today. You can catch us Wednesdays and Saturdays on our YouTube channel, TriCore Fitness. If you have any suggestions, any requests, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks.